Hello dear Medit users, I'm Spiros Aninos, I'm the technical trainer of Medit for the EMEA region. Welcome again to Medit Academy. In order for you to be always updated for all our latest news and videos, please don't forget to subscribe to all our social media pages by clicking the links that you see on the sides of this screen.
In this video, we're going to talk about the settings of our new scanning system. So, in order for you to be able to see or have access on the settings, you go to the upper left corner here in this icon and then you click on settings. So let's begin to explain about all these functions that you have here and all these settings that you can change. So, scanning information. It's the first button that shows here in the upper right corner the scanning time, the frames that you can capture, and also the scanning speed. So if you don't want to see this small box here with this information, you deactivate it by clicking. Otherwise, you can activate like that. Then we have the Start Automatic Scan. This enables us to be able to scan automatically, but without pressing the scanning button, by only approaching the scanner near in the mouth, either the maxilla, the mandible, or even the occlusion. So if you would like to have this function by not pressing the scanning button and scan automatically, you just enable it. Otherwise, you disable. Audio feedback. The audio feedback, this generally activates the sound on the system, on the scanning system, or deactivates it. But we usually and only recommend you to have sound always on your system because it helps you really much, especially the new users, to be able to realize if they are scanning or if they are capturing data or not. If you would like to change the sound or if you would like to add the sound, you can go change sound, you press the add button in any of these functions that you would like to add. You have to go on audio folder, and then by having already converted any kind of sound file you want in MP3, WAV or WMA, you can drop it here, click select it and click open, so you can add it in the system, and then you can use it, of course, by pressing confirm in your scanning session for any of these functions that you want. Next is the auto backup. Auto backup works by having, of course, we always recommend to have it activated, and make sure that before you go to the next step that you have checked your data and see that you have all the data that you need, because every time that you finish a step and you go to the next step by clicking, automatically in this exactly stage the auto backup takes on and is storing, as you can see, the data that you have captured already in the previous situation. So in case you have power interruption or any other case, you don't have to worry because your data are always saved. Send anonymous user statistics is just for us. It helps us to have some information about how the people are using the system, totally anonymously, of course. We don't know who is using the system or what. We just have some statistical information, so we will know in the future how the people will interact with our system. Drawing quality, we always recommend during the scanning to use draft or even standard, but if you would like to have the margin line definition, we always recommend to use high. Please don't use high during the scanning because absorbing a lot of resources from your graphic card. So please make sure that you use either standard or draft, or if you see that your scanning is getting a bit slower for some reason that you can't explain, please check always that your drawing quality is always set on draft or standard. Then we have the adjust color texture. So if you have here the data and you would like to play with their lighting, you can adjust the color texture as you see here. Then we have the calibration period. So here you set the days that you would like the system to notify you to do calibration. By default, when you receive a scanner, is set on 14 days, but I always recommend to set it on 7 and do the calibration every Monday morning. for two reasons. The one is that you never forget, of course, when it's Monday, and always Monday is the closest day to us. So if one of our people from the technical support team will ask you when did you calibrate the scanner, it is very easy to answer him Monday. Initiate scan with HD scan means that if you activate this button, every time that you will scan, the scanner will scan with high definition from now on. So make sure if you want to use high definition scan or not by selecting this button here, but keep in mind that if you activate it, the HD will be always on. The scan light will be blue here, so keep in mind that our scanner is the only one that allows you to have two types of lights, blue and white. We use blue for everything, and white we use it when we have bleeding or dark red colors. Specifically, we would recommend, and we always recommend basically, to use the white light wherever you would like to scan the emergence profile for the implants. So when you're going to scan emergence profile, after you remove the healing abutments, we always recommend to use white light in order to scan fast and reliably all the emergence profile. So, warning for external light. This is a beta feature, and when you activate it, in case there is extensive external light, like from your dental loops or from the dental chair of your scanner or from any other source that has really intense light, you will receive a notification that you have to turn off the external light that affects the scanning. Reliability map color mode shows you here if you would like to use the reliability map. We have, as I said, two modes now. You have the green and the blue. The scanner button double click. So here you have some functions that you can use during the scanning process, and wherever you choose from this one, it means that by double clicking you will be able to have all these multiple sub functions that they are existing in this one here. For example, if I click scan depth, I double click 21 millimeters, here is the scanning depth, this is 12 again, 15, 18. Next is the use GPU. Please be careful and please be cautious with something here. In order for you to be able to use that, it means, and you should ensure that your system has a graphic card that has at least 6 GB dedicated memory. Otherwise, if you have less than 6 GB dedicated memory for your graphic card, this function, either you activate it or not, it won't have any sense at all. Also, what you need to know is that now that when you activate the use GPU, you're allowed to use the smart filtering here in the bottom of the screen. Otherwise, if you deactivate the use GPU, it means that you have only the first option available, which is the no filter. We have also the global soft tissue filtering. Now it's not a beta version, you can use it normally without any issues. You have also a new button, which is the expand model control icons, which has to do with here in the right side of the screen. So if you activate it, you can see all the buttons that we had before in the previous version, and if you would like to keep them, you just activate them and you can see them like that. These buttons are very useful for the people that they have touchscreens. Also, we have moved from the previous version the file size and the surface roughness here. So, how these options work? First of all, I would like to clarify that the file size and the surface roughness have to do for the post-process of the data. They are not working or not affecting the data during the scanning. They have no relationship with the scanning process. They have relationship only with the post-process of the data. So, if you would like to have more detailed data After the post process, you can increase your file size, but by increasing the file size, of course, your size, the size of the file will be bigger, but also the triangles that they will form our data will be smaller and much more in number. If you would like to minimize the detail of your data, you can just lower the file size, which means that the size of the file will be lower, but also the triangles will be fewer in number and bigger in size. And last but not least, the surface roughness. If you would like to have a more, let's say, realistic appearance of the data, you can increase the surface roughness, but please keep in mind that if your data have a lot of noise, this will create issue. So make sure that your data have as least noise as possible before you increase the surface roughness. So if you would like your data to have smooth surface, certainly you will have to minimize or to lower the surface roughness. And of course, here the calibration button enables you to perform the calibration manually. So keep in mind that always here, in this situation, you will see the notification from the system when you would like to calibrate the scanner, but in case you would like to do it manually anytime, you can go again on settings and click calibration, and then it opens the calibration wizard as you know it already. So that was the video for the settings of our new scanning software. I hope it will be very helpful for you, and please make sure also to test the settings by yourself so you can find what will be comfortable and useful for your everyday practice.
Thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope it will help you in your everyday practice.